Hi, I'm Sergeant Robert Imoto of the Honolulu Police Department. We realize that there are a great number of concerned citizens out there who are trying to help in the war against crime. Recently, with the help of some community members involved in the Neighborhood Security Watch program, we were able to apprehend a burglar. Now, although the accomplice managed to get away, we did confiscate a videotape of their activities. And we thought this video might be of use to you, the members of the community. So at this time, we'd like to show it to you. Watch this.
Camera on. Yo, shakes. I can see the lights on. What about taking the lens cap off? I am John Kolohe, master criminal and all-around sleazebag. Welcome to this installment of How to Be a Master Criminal. Today behind the camera is my man Shakes, my partner in crime. Say hi, Shakes. That's enough, Shakes. Today we're going to be concentrating on the proper method of casing a neighborhood for our dubious activities. In other words, I'm going to tell you how to steal and how to properly select and case out a home for entry, for profit, or how to steal. Anyway, before we go any further, I just wanted to mention each and every one of you that are using this video not to let this thing into the hands of the wrong element. When I say the wrong element, I mean the good, natural, average, kind of nice, goody two-shoe kind of citizen, you know? The people that are law-abiding. Because if they had this information, it would make my job and your job even harder. Okay? Enough said. Now, we could probably head out to a neighborhood that I've already cased out. Now, when I say cased out, I don't mean to go over your head with the kind of lingo that I'm using, okay? Cased out in master criminal lingo basically means checked out. Yeah, okay. So why don't we go out to the neighborhood? Come on. Hey, Shakes! Shakes! You gonna come or what? Turn the camera off. So here we are in the middle of an average Hawaiian neighborhood. Kind of beautiful, isn't it? You know, I kind of think of this place sort of like as my office, you know? So I came down here the other day and I checked out this neighborhood to see if there were any homes, you know, ripe for the picking. And what I discovered through all my years of experience and overall mastermind was that this neighborhood was filled with all kind of nice homes to steal from. Shakes! Shakes! What? You gonna come or what? Come on. Turn the camera. Now, the first thing I do when I case out a home is I check out the 3 lines of defense in the home itself. And the first line of defense is, of course, the perimeter of the home. And what I look for there is whether or not there are people in the house and whether or not the house itself allows me easy access to come inside and steal things, okay? You'd be surprised at how many of these homes have practical open invitations just to come right in and steal. Take, for instance, this little beauty. Nice, huh? Look at this. Trash day in the neighborhood? Tuesday. Today is Friday. Eh? Look at all these newspapers piling up. It's gotta be at least 2 weeks worth, huh? And look what I pulled out of the mailbox right out front. This has gotta be at least 2 weeks worth of mail. I would surmise that these people no está en la casa. That's a Spanish for they ain't at home. And if I were to walk up to that front door over there and give it a knock, it would verify the fact that no one was home. And it would also let me know whether or not there were any dogs in the house, which might make entry even more difficult. Okay, so we're in the garage now. But before we actually make our way into the home, I thought I'd show you guys a couple other ways of getting in. This is known as checking out the next line of defense, which is known as the exterior defense of the home. Now, you see these windows over here? These windows are known as louvers. That's louvers, not loofahs, that's Shakes. Because loofahs are the things that you use in the shower. You start, give you all kinds of scratch marks on what? Oh, sorry. Anyway, these things are known as louvers. And all you gotta do is slide them right off, and once they're all out, you can just make your way into the home and pillage the contents. Let me demonstrate. You can just grab a hold of them like this, and you just pull them right out. See? Oh. Now, it could be difficult if the people have epoxied these windows in. That makes entry impossible. So what we'll have to do is find another way to make our way into the home. Okay? Shakes! Shakes! Come on, turn the camera off. Remember, not all windows are very easily accessible, so sometimes you need to improvise. And the people in this neighborhood have helped me to improvise on several occasions. Take, for instance, this ladder over here. This thing was here when I got here. They make my job way too easy. And just remember, OSHA suggests that for every 3 feet that you put a ladder up, it should be 1 foot out. That's a safety tip brought to you by me, John Kolohe. Anyway, as I make my way up this ladder, it's also important to remember that this type of entry into a home is kind of difficult and dangerous at the same time. It's kind of hard to bring large objects out of that window and back down the ladder when you're finished. And when you're up this high, you can easily be spotted by neighbors and nosy people, you know what I'm saying? So, always look for some high hedges to give you some coverage. These hedges back here are perfect because they can kind of cover me up from the nosy neighbors I was telling you about earlier. Always look for high stone walls or high fences or high hedges like that to give you coverage. That's another tip brought to you by John Kolohe. Anyway, why don't we try to make our way back into this house over here? Kind of shaky ladder. Oh, turn the camera off. You know, normally these houses are a lot easier to break into, but I got a couple of foolproof methods of getting into this house in a minute. But before I do that, I wanted to show you something. Not everything of value is inside the house. Some of it can be found outside the house. And people in the state are really trusting. They like to leave things out in their tool shed, which can help me to break into their homes, such as this hammer and chisel. Or my personal favorite. Anyway, Shakes, come up here and get this stuff. Now, the last line of exterior defense we're going to be covering today for you is the doorways themselves. Now, sliding glass doors like this are a personal favorite of mine because they're real easy. All you got to do is lift them right out of the tracks, push them in, and you're right into the house. Let me demonstrate this for you real quick. Okay, I got just got lift inside. Lift right out. It's just lifts. Now, of course, it's kind of impossible to open up a sliding glass door when it's been double locked, but it's rare. Anyway, remember, exterior doors are the last line of defense for a homeowner. Let's go check out another one. Let's see here. These folks are smart enough to put a double deadbolt lock system on their door, which is nearly impossible for me to bypass, unless, of course, I were to chop it down or kick it in. But that makes a little bit too much noise, attracts too much attention, I don't really want to do that. Besides, people in Hawaii, they always seem to be forgetting their keys, and they're kind of trusting, so they like to leave the key out, just to be safe. See what I mean? Now, before we actually go inside and take a look around, I want to make sure that there's no alarm. I've looked around here, I don't see any stickers, no wires. That should be pretty safe. I also want to take one last look around to make sure I haven't been spotted. The coast seems pretty clear enough. Why don't I make my way in? So there you have it, another fruitful day in the office. When all the elements are in place, burglarizing a house is a snap. There's one thing you gotta look out for. It's the neighborhood security watch sign. If you see one of these, that means that the people in this neighborhood will call the cops if they see you, burglarizing and stuff. But a smart criminal like me, I look out for these kind of things because, I'm smart. What you looking at? That concludes this segment of How to Become a Master Criminal. My name's John Kolohe. Aloha. Hello, Shakes.
Shakes is now awaiting trial, and all of the items were returned thanks to the concerned citizens of that neighborhood. John Kolohe, on the other hand, is still at large in the community, so be sure to secure your homes and keep an eye out for him and his kind. You never know where he might show up. He could be anywhere. And if you're out there, Mr. Kolohe, take notice. The police and the members of the neighborhood security watches all over the island will soon put an end to your activities. For more information on how to start or get involved in a neighborhood security watch, call the Information or Resources section at 529-3351 or the community policing team in your area. On behalf of the Honolulu Police Department, thank you for your time and stay alert. Aloha.